All right, welcome, fellow Predict 498 classmates. This is the Ravens team again, and we're going to give you a quick demo of our dashboard with our KPIs. We talked about them a little bit in the final presentation, but we thought it might be useful to provide a little bit of additional context and sort of walk you through the functionality and the interface of the dashboard to give you a sense for the experience that the client would get to see. So I'll just start from left to right and kind of walk you through the KPIs that we talked about. The first KPI is the predicted model, and this really takes a look at each week of the season and provides what our prediction will be and gives the client the opportunity to sort of see what we predicted and then compare that to what actually the outcome was. And you can basically drill down each week by this little click down menu right here. You just sort of select whatever the week that you want to look at, kind of hit enter. So we're going to look at week 10, and now week 10 appears. And it's important to remember that each week, as the previous week games are updated and are built into the model, these outcomes will change somewhat. So it's a great opportunity for the client to sort of see how the model is sort of performing against the predictions. The second KPI is the model with the variables, and this basically provides an overview of the last 3 years where they can look at how the models or the variables in our models performed each week of each season for each team. So again, we can drill down quite a bit for each game and sort of see how each of those variables perform. So points for the winner, etc. Turnovers for the winner, turnovers for the yards for the winner. What are we at there? Points for the loser, etc. Turnover for the loser. And yards for the loser, or yards lost, period. Again, we have the opportunity to drill down within a specific week in each season. So we can just select the week here and see sort of what happened there in week 6 in 2014. So we sort of see that for Dallas against the Seahawks, there was 30 points for the winner, etc., etc. So again, this is a great opportunity to sort of track how the variables we included in our model are doing and how they did the previous year. Third variable looks at the injuries of the players and the teams. This was not included in the model, but we thought it would be interesting to be able to look at how these variables looked in the previous 3 years, or how these injuries looked in the previous 3 or 4 years, and how they would have looked this season, and to see basically would there have been any benefit for us to have included those variables in the model. Again, it kind of gives the client an opportunity to sort of see, well, did we make the right choice including those variables or not? Again, just good opportunity to sort of drill down on our methodology. KPI 3.1 is similar to KPI 3, except it's just the player stat variables. And again, it looks at each team, and this for this season exactly. For instance, we have Denver and Seattle, and basically says, these are the player stats, and gives them the opportunity to sort of compare those player stats against how the actual players did. And tries to make sense of what might have happened if we had included those. And the final KPI, and this is definitely one of the most interesting and useful KPIs that we have in our model, looks at the top 10 teams with the highest ELO scores over different seasons to sort of see how those different scores sort of carried over and what they look like this season. Again, these different the top 10 will definitely change, or they might not change depending upon how each week rolls out. But again, it gives the client the opportunity to look at the top 10 teams and just sort of see what type of variation there is across those rankings. So a quick overview, didn't want to take up too much time given that we've already presented our methodology, etc., in a more detailed presentation, but we thought it would be useful just to sort of see how the client could use this and sort of what we were thinking of from a visualization standpoint and just a general KPI methodology standpoint. So with that said, thanks everyone for taking time to listen to us. Good luck, and we'll see you on the message boards.